Sequels for video games are quite different than sequels for movies. Movie sequels are almost by definition inferior to their original counterparts. Sure, there's exceptions to that rule, but the fact stands that the vast majority of movie sequels are worse. Game sequels tend to be better than their older siblings. This is attributed largely to the acceptability of redundancy. With a movie, giving the viewer a very similar experience will feel very stale. With a game, however, developers can reuse what they've already created and in many cases, polish and repackage it. Since players are more engrossed in a video game experience, changes are exacerbated so even small changes have a greater effect. I'm sure there are plenty of examples of game sequels that are inferior to their originals, but Cut the Rope Experiments is not one of those examples. In this recent rendition of Cut the Rope, Zeptolab has chosen to keep many of the puzzle and physics mechanics that existed with the first game, but add a few new twists. The game opens with a quick comic strip showing the familiar and lovable monster Omnom being delivered to a mad, but not necessarily evil, scientist's front door. Throughout the game, you're tasked with completing objectives that the scientist creates for you. The gameplay mechanics for Cut the Rope Experiments are awesome +1. Familiar tasks such as whoopee cushions, bubbles, and of course cutting the rope are reintroduced. But also included are new mechanics like suction cups, rockets, and even water. That's right, Cut the Rope has now gone aqua. Additionally, Zeptolab has increased the difficulty of their puzzles, so plan on retrying a few more times to get those 3-star scores. I was able to complete all the first levels with a 3-star rating within a few hours, so it's still not horribly difficult. The graphics are slightly more polished, but mostly are more of the same. This could be seen as a bad thing, but I'm putting this in the bucket of, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The graphics from the first game were completely appropriate as they were, so I'll hold no ill will towards Zeptolab for staying in step with the original experience. Some of the menus are notably bubblier and smoother, but that seems like the extent of the graphical enhancements this time around. Similar to the graphics, the music and sound effects are mostly recycled from the previous game. The one major addition is the voice bits coming from the scientists with encouraging remarks like, "I know you can do it," and "Amazing intelligence." This ego stroking is done with an Einsteinian heavy German accent that is nothing if not perfect. This all stays in line with Zeptolab's approach of keeping all the greatness of the first game and adding a layer of additional polish. With 5 starting stages and a total of 125 levels, Cut the Rope Experiments isn't even a decision at the price of 99 cents. This is a game that every Android owner should own, regardless of how they feel about video games. Zeptolab has accomplished something really great with this new release that will have people forgetting all about those birds and their anger management issues. PixelFreak.com is giving Cut the Rope Experiments 95 pixels out of 100.